All eyes on Fort Wayne and the Northeast Indiana region this week. Google's $2 billion investment, Bombardier's presence at the airport, a state-of-the-art soccer stadium in the works. We dig into all that and more in this week's IBJ Media Innovate Indiana series from Fort Wayne. Plus, what Purdue University is doing to make sure all students have a grip on AI skills when they graduate. And
my black puffer held me. It made me feel smaller in my little corner.
Eli Lilly and Company's new approach to reframing obesity as a chronic disease and the tie to its weight loss drug, Zepbound. Inside Indiana Business is next.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gerry Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures and Indiana University.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Indiana's second largest city, Fort Wayne, as our Innovate Indiana series rolls into Northeast Indiana. This is a city and a region on the move. New investment is reshaping the region, from Google's massive new $2 billion hyperscale data center campus that is now under construction, to aerospace giant Bombardier's planned maintenance center at Fort Wayne International Airport. There are hundreds of millions of dollars in projects, either complete or in the pipeline, reshaping Fort Wayne, including the electric works, mixed-use development, residential projects, corporate headquarters in downtown Fort Wayne, and this week, another major announcement that has been several years in the making. Indiana's second largest city is continuing to rewrite its future, from Rust Belt relic to a resurgent river city, and one of the fastest growing metro areas in the Midwest. More than $1 billion in downtown investment over the past decade has transformed the city's downtown and its riverfront, which has become a regional destination and a model for riverfront revitalization. This week, the city selected Kansas City-based Price Brothers Development to serve as master developer of the long-talked-about North River site along the St. Mary's River. It's a vision that includes a $50 to $60 million field house and ultimately residential, retail, and entertainment investment as well.
You know, Gerry, we received some almost 20 RFQs back from around the world. Great people that were interested in what's going on here at Fort Wayne and wanting to be a part of that.
Some big name companies want to be part of it as well. 10 minutes from downtown, Google is investing more than $2 billion in a data center campus to fuel its AI and expanding cloud computing business.
Congratulations to everyone shaping the next chapter of business aviation.
Last month, global aerospace giant Bombardier announced plans for its first aircraft maintenance center in the Midwest, selecting Fort Wayne International Airport over multiple sites for an investment expected to generate 100 jobs. And there are signs the momentum is extending throughout the 11-county Northeast Indiana region.
Some more than others, because they have different capacities, they have different resources, but for even smaller communities, take for example Wabash, they had a great year, expansions of existing companies, and negotiating with others, the same thing in Huntington, Noble County. Every county has seen good growth and good opportunities come to their community.
A marquee project, upstart Slate Auto's plans to build an electric truck at a former printing plant in Warsaw, with the potential for up to 2,000 new jobs in Kosciuszko County. But connecting the region, specifically a long-talked-about vision to make US 30 a limited access freeway, is a concern.
It's critical. I can't say there's only one word that's critical. US 30 is not just a road, but it's the amount of freight and people that moves through in our communities from the Ohio border all the way through, it's incredible. And it actually has importance not just to Indiana, but the entire economy of the Lake region.
And as the region deals with those growth issues, it's also dealing with newfound popularity. that comes with success.
So not only is it a great score for the economic investment in growing our community, it's a great score for the message of our reputation that goes out amongst the public. And because of that, we have other people that are looking to come to Fort Wayne for those very reasons.
So the momentum that has been evident here for several years now continues in Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana. Well, I mentioned earlier our Innovate Indiana series was here this week, taking a look at regional challenges and opportunities. Our Innovate Indiana series attracted some 250 business and community leaders to an event that included a panel discussion on challenges and opportunities facing the region. Next up, our Innovate Indiana series wraps up its 9-region tour for 2025 with a stop in Indianapolis.
Our club.
Our city.
Well, soccer also driving the economy forward here in Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana. Later in the show, we'll get an update on a new 9,000-seat stadium under construction here. Plus, Purdue partnering with Google to make sure every student who graduates has a solid background in understanding AI. We're back in studio for that and much more. That's coming up next.
Whether you're keeping food cool in the fridge or topping out the tank, you can thank innovators from Northeast Indiana for making it all possible. The first gasoline pump invented by Fort Wayne's Sylvanus Bowser back in 1885, and Fred Wolf invented the first electric refrigerator in 1913.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Time now for our Eye on Education, brought to you by PNC Bank.
We are back in studio now in Indianapolis, where we begin with Purdue University embracing innovation in a bold new way. The university partnering with Google to make sure all students are armed with AI skills. Purdue hoping to add artificial intelligence competency as a graduation requirement for incoming students beginning next year. President Mung Chiang tells me he wants to make sure all grads are able to compete in an AI-driven workplace.
We all know that before AI takes away all the jobs, those employees with AI skills are taking away the jobs from those without. That is happening. This AI working competency is not a PowerPoint course and you just take some multiple choice. No, you've got to work as a team to demonstrate you can work and interface with AI.
Caught up with President Chung at Elanco's corporate headquarters in downtown Indy. Purdue says it's a first-of-its-kind partnership in the U.S. The idea still needs approval from the Board of Trustees. Through the Google partnership, alumni and staff also have access to online AI skills training. Meantime, in Terre Haute, Indiana State University is reopening its observatory to the community. It is one of only a couple of dozen like it in the world and hasn't been used consistently for more than 2 decades. The large telescope is located on top of the Science Building on the ISU campus.
Here's what's making news around Indiana, brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors. Indiana's 21,000 realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
And we begin this week with a big Indiana leadership transition in the world of Hoosier Tech. TechPoint CEO and President Ting Goody says she's stepping down from her position at the end of the year. Goody has held the top job at TechPoint since 2022. Her next move? Well, she plans to join the Central Indiana Corporate Partnership in an executive role and as managing director of Crossroads Health Ventures. A new solar farm operation like this one in Arkansas now producing energy in Cass County. Officials cutting the ribbon on the new $232 million Appleseed Energy Center near Walton. Florida-based Appleseed Solar is operating the facility that is expected to produce enough energy to power some 60,000 homes. Cargill is hoping to expand its grain marketing facility in the Montgomery County town of Linden. The company wants to spend $17.5 million to add 2 large grain bins, an enclosed conveyor belt, and a lot more. Cargill is seeking a 10-year tax abatement from the county council with a goal to complete the expansion in 2029. Well, Refreshed Tech is continuing to grow in a big way in Northeast Indiana. The company purchases and refurbishes used electronic devices before reselling them. 3 years ago, it had about 20 employees. Now, get this, 130 people just moved into a new facility in the town of Ashley, which straddles DeKalb and Steuben counties.
We're working with hundreds of clients, both in the buy, sell side, selling to 50 countries today. We sell on every e-commerce channel imaginable right now, it seems like, and just getting our foot, into live selling as well.
The company's goal is to keep electronics out of landfills. Refreshed Tech said it processes 400 to 500 devices each month through a partnership with a North Carolina company. And a big transaction between 2 longtime Hoosier banking institutions, First Bank in Richmond in Wayne County, buying Frankfort-based the Farmers Bank in a deal valued at $82 million. The combined banking company will operate under the Richmond Mutual brand. And another rural Indiana bank gaining momentum. First Farmers Bank, headquartered in Cass County. The bank has operated in the tiny town of Converse for some 140 years, mainly catering to the ag industry, but now extending its footprint into bigger markets in Indiana.
Our typical markets through the years have been the county seat and cornfield counties. We've had very dynamic lenders that have joined us out of Lebanon, Carmel, Lafayette, and Terre Haute, which are all bigger markets for us, and we're expanding into those markets as we go with our same, I'm going to say, face-to-face relationship business model.
Interesting tidbit about Doc Holt. He started out as a veterinarian, operating a practice in Marion for more than 30 years before getting into the banking business. Well, Rolls-Royce's Indianapolis operation continuing to have a big impact in the field of U.S. national security. Liberty Works focuses on advanced research and development, and it's marking its 30th anniversary. Around 250 Hoosiers work on providing propulsion, power, and thermal technologies for the U.S. military and other government customers.
If you think about 30 years back, just think of all the changes that have occurred in technology. The way that Rolls-Royce keeps up with technology in our areas of expertise really significantly hinges on having a Liberty Works.
Liberty Works is part of a U.S. Department of War project that is building a mobile nuclear reactor. The company has invested more than $1 billion in technology enhancements, facility upgrades, and test capabilities in Indianapolis just over the past decade. And after 18 years, an iconic downtown Fort Wayne restaurant preparing to serve its last slice of pizza. 816 Pint and Slice announced in a Facebook post that it will close New Year's Eve. The restaurant says food costs have nearly doubled and they can't keep up with those rising prices. Well, when we come back, Eli Lilly and Company's new marketing strategy to break the stigma of obesity.
I could never look in the mirror. Never, ever. Only straight on. Just a shave.
Lilly leaning into pop culture to bring more attention to its weight loss drugs. We'll have details when we come back.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Indianapolis. Join business and community leaders at Innovate Central Indiana, a powerful morning of ideas, innovation, and insight. Join us at the Westin in downtown Indy, December 11th. All part of our Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
Rosa Knee is a robotic surgical assistant for total knee replacement.
A big boost for Zimmer Biomet's ROSA technology. Zimmer, one of the giants doing business in the orthopedics capital of the world in northern Indiana. Business of Health reporter Kylie Valletta here now with more on a new enhanced version of this technology getting the green light to hit the market. Kylie.
Well, that's right, Gary. This new version is updated ROSA knee surgery robot that Zimmer commercialized in 2019 for total knee replacement surgery. And this new FDA clearance is for the ROSA knee with optimized robot, also for total knees. The orthopedic giant says the updated system helps better restore the knee's natural movement, gives surgeons more flexibility in designing surgical plans, and improves the surgeon's workflow in the OR. At an investor event, Zimmer's CEO said the updated version is expected to increase purchases of the robot and be a meaningful contributor to sales in 2026. Indianapolis-based Eli Lilly announced plans for its next business incubator. This one will be in Philadelphia. Lilly's Gateway Labs concept gives biotech startups access to wet labs and Lilly industry experts to help navigate the path to market for new medicines. The model focuses on cities with big research and startup scenes. Lilly's other Gateway Labs are in Boston, San Francisco, and San Diego. And now to another Lilly story as the steady drumbeat of news continues around its weight loss drug, Zepbound.
I used to wear this black puffer vest 9 months out of the year. I could hide in it and not draw attention to myself or my weight.
The pharmaceutical giant launching a campaign called Changing the Thread Collection to address the obesity stigma. And this comes on the heels of President Trump announcing a deal earlier this month to lower the cost of GLP-1 weight loss drugs, including Lilly's blockbuster Zepbound. The messaging aims to reframe obesity as a chronic disease, featuring real patient clothing embroidered with their personal stories. Lilly says society misunderstands the science behind obesity and sees it as a lack of willpower. The campaign says some people with obesity hide behind their clothing as they bear the burden of that bias. Lilly says reducing the obesity stigma could help people be more open to talking to their doctor about potential treatments.
They may not be able to really even engage in a conversation and really bring it up to their providers because they have an internal bias thinking, this is just my fault, I'm not worth it, right? So, how devastating is that, right? When you are not able to really have the courage to really bring up the topic that you rightly deserve. So I think in order to make real improvements in people's health outcomes, right, we need to really deal with one of the biggest challenges that remains in obesity care, which is the weight bias and stigma.
The presence of Lilly's weight loss drugs expected to only grow. The company plans to submit its highly anticipated weight loss drug that comes in pill form instead of injection to the FDA for approval by the end of this year. A Purdue alum and a graduate student are getting national accolades for a surgical device they invented while studying biomedical engineering. The team is developing an improved laparoscopic grasper and was named a finalist at the Collegiate Inventors Competition. The grasper has a sensor at the tip that tells surgeons how much pressure they're using during laparoscopic surgeries. Too much force can damage tissue. The Boilermakers are working with the university to patent the device.
Back to the Lilly, the obesity campaign. So many of these Lilly campaigns, I think, are really well done. The obesity campaign is really, I think, more about public awareness.
Definitely about getting the word out. They had a really neat event in New York City last weekend. It was like a pop-up art exhibit where they're displaying these clothes, and they're real clothes donated from real patients. So that was really great. And then Atlanta Obesity Week, they had it on display again. So getting the word out.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Kylie. Well, to a Decatur County, Indiana company now expanding its footprint to provide nutritional, organic-based foods for pets.
Look at this one. Look at that one. Look at this one. Look at that one. Look, are you kidding me? If you had
Shepherd Boy Farms in Greensburg with a unique marketing strategy and an eye on future growth. The company announcing plans to invest $50 million to expand its freeze-dried pet food production operations in Decatur County.
It's going to allow us to make more unique products, more shapes, more consistencies, more options, instead of just being, kind of the same as what everyone else is in the freeze-dried aspect of what we can produce, like meat, single source, varieties like that we do now. It'll give us so much more capabilities.
Shepherd Boy Farms is a family-owned business, and Ashton Hood got his start in insurance. Moving on to goat farming and seeing the positive effects of feeding his dog raw goat milk, which eventually led him into the freeze-dried pet business. When we return, we're back in Fort Wayne with an interesting story there, where professional soccer and a new stadium are in the works, playing a major role in driving the Northeast Indiana economy forward.
Buying or selling a home is too important to go it alone. Realtors are on your side when it matters most, as local housing experts with insight that goes deeper than a set of search results. With a strict code of ethics and higher professional standards to protect your interests. And with a commitment to Indiana, standing up for homeowners and taxpayers, supporting our economy, and working for stronger communities.
Indiana Realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you trust, will find your way home.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Indianapolis. Join business and community leaders at Innovate Central Indiana, a powerful morning of ideas, innovation, and insight. Join us at the Westin in downtown Indy, December 11th. All part of our Innovate Indiana series presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising faster among
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Well, sports like professional soccer about to take a big step up in Northeast Indiana. It's scoring big when it comes to pushing economic growth in Fort Wayne and Northeast Indiana. A new state-of-the-art 9,000 plus soccer stadium on track to open as soon as next spring. It will be home to the recently rebranded Fort Wayne Football Club, which, like the city it plays in, is on the move. The size and scope of Fort Wayne FC Park is very visibly taking shape just off I-69, providing another metaphor for a city on the rise. Ruoff Mortgage owner Mark Music is the money behind the stadium, privately funding a project that is part of a passion play he wouldn't have dreamed of just a few years ago.
I've never played an organized minute of soccer in my entire life, and when I first got invited to be part of the original ownership group when this started in 2019, I was the only person in that group that, I really didn't even care for soccer.
Diarra's lurking at the center pitch. Traore, cross, back of the nets!
But Music says he's fallen in love with the game and its fit with today's young culture.
It's, by description, purpose-built soccer stadium. It will be the largest soccer-specific stadium in the state of Indiana. Have a capacity of about 9,300 with SRO, but it'll have seating capacity of over 82 or 8,300. It's probably slightly oversized for what our day one needs look like for soccer, but what happens very quickly when you begin to look at something like this is that we're not getting into the soccer business, we're getting into the sports and entertainment business.
Fort Wayne FC will move up to USL League One, the professional third tier of U.S. soccer, when the stadium opens in 2026. And Music says it will also be home to summer concerts and a variety of other sports and community events. And there will also be a soccer academy as part of a vision to make Fort Wayne a recognized center for developing the next generation of college and pro soccer players.
As quickly as we're getting the stadium wrapped up, my focus is going to be shifted on a performance center where the professional club will train, but where it will also be where our academy will train.
A crest is connection, is community, values, culture.
Our club,
our city.
For Music, it is a project with impact far beyond the pitch, and a symbol that Fort Wayne is ready to compete.
We really hope that we're able to deepen the connection the community has for the club. They understand that we play soccer, but we want to be infused in philanthropic activities and trying to figure out where we can add value. It doesn't just have to be soccer, right? But where can we add value in the community?
One more example of momentum in Northeast Indiana. Look for an opening night, potentially in May, that new soccer stadium. That's all the time we have for this week on Inside Indiana Business. Thanks for joining us. We leave you with some images, colorful images from Park County. I'm Gerry Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh,
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gerry Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader.
We are bringing the power of this
this. With a new IBJ Media app, for the first time ever, you'll be able to get the Indiana Lawyer, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indianapolis Business Journal all in one place wherever you go. All across the state of Indiana, IBJ Media provides the news you need to know, and we're doing it now directly to your phone. To be a part of this, you can find it on your favorite app store. Just search IBJ Media.